Every teenager in town has graduated, so it's back for a third time. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so we're going to begin our assembly. So I've been informed that our speaker Claire. So a little muffled. So I do need silence. You'll be able to hear me or some of our guest speakers who are going to speak today. So the expectation is pretty simple. Phones off, away, out of sight, earbuds away, I do not want to see them. They're not to be in your ears or in your pocket, not with you, not on them. So it's a will be done. So today we are gathered together to recognize something very important. Tomorrow is Truth and Reconciliation Day. We're not coming to school tomorrow. It's a holiday, I guess, but it's an important day in the calendar, and today we're asking our students here to have a deeper understanding of why. It's important for us, the people of Canada, no matter if you're born and raised in the North, no matter if you're born in a different province in the country, no matter if you're born in a different country or you're even new to our country, you need to have an understanding of the past in order for all of us to move together in the future. So we want a better future. It only happens when we learn from challenges or issues in our past so we can work together for that better future tomorrow. So today is gaining that deeper understanding so tomorrow you can reflect about why we're not gathering here at Sir John. The purpose of having a day off across the country is really, really important that all of us do have that deeper understanding when we leave today. Because it's going to take each and every one of us to get in a better place in the future. All of us play a role. Even though some of the information, some of the things that have happened in the past, well beyond when you were born. Heck, it's beyond when I was born. But that's something we have to still know about, our history. So I'm asking everybody to bring their attention to the screen at the back as Seth turns off our lights. And we're going to watch a 6-minute video dealing with our past and where we are today, and hopefully begin to take steps to move forward together. So everybody can please draw your attention to the screen at the back.
Religious leaders from Mission schools for Indigenous children, the precursors to the Government of Canada's residential school system. The Mohawk Institute becomes a boarding school. Run by the Anglican Church, it is the first government-funded residential school in Canada. A government report recommends Indigenous children be separated from their parents in order to assimilate them into Western culture. These recommendations influence federal laws and policies designed to strip Indigenous people of their culture and rights. Isle Cross opens in northern Saskatchewan. The majority of students are Métis. The government takes authority over Indigenous people and education for First Nations. The Indian Act gives the Canadian government control over Indigenous rights and culture. The Act includes only First Nations as status immigrants. It excludes Métis and Inuit. Prime Minister John A. Macdonald authorizes the creation of the residential school system, which is designed to isolate Indigenous children from their families and cut off ties to their cultures. The number of schools across Canada quickly climbs to over 40. The Government of Canada requires First Nations children aged 7 to 16 to attend residential school. Dr. Peter Henderson Bryce exposes the government's neglect of Indigenous children's health, including alarmingly high death rates of residential school students. More than 80 institutions are in operation across Canada, the most at any one time. 4 students are investigated for arson. Others reportedly cheer as they watch the school burn. This is one of dozens of fires set by students across Canada as a form of resistance. children are officially included in the residential school system. 6 schools open in the Western Arctic as the government takes over the administration of many church-run residential schools. Grolier Hall and Sterner Hall open in June, housing 500 students. More than 20,000 Indigenous children are taken from their families by government social workers and placed in foster care or adoption homes, often with non-Indigenous families. Adoptees lose connection with their Indigenous language, culture, and identity. 12-year-old Chani Wenjack dies after escaping from the Cecilia Jeffrey Residential School. A formal investigation follows. The all-white jury finds that residential schools cause tremendous emotional and psychological problems. The Canadian government takes over responsibility for the remaining schools from the churches. Thousands of Indigenous students are enrolled in the 28 residential schools that are still running in Canada. Bill Fontaine, head of the Assembly of Manitoba Chiefs, speaks publicly of the abuse he suffered at Fort Alexander Indian Residential School. He calls for a public inquiry, which the federal government initiates in 1991. Gordon's Residential School is the last federally run school to close. The report recommends a public inquiry into the effects of residential schools, including language loss and trauma. The government provides compensation to survivors, including the Common Experience Payment and a focus on funding and supporting Indigenous health and healing services. The agreement establishes funds for the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, or the TRC. Prime Minister Stephen Harper apologizes to former students, their families, and communities for Canada's role in the operation of residential schools. Provincial and territorial apologies follow in the years ahead. After hosting events across Canada, the TRC releases a summary of its findings. It includes 94 calls to action aimed at redressing the legacy of residential schools and assisting the process of Canadian reconciliation. The new centre holds a permanent archive of materials and testimonies on residential schools gathered during the TRC. The TRC characterizes Canada's treatment of Indigenous people as cultural genocide. Thousands of children died due to Canada's residential school system. More than 80,000 survivors and their families still live with its legacy.
Many people have said over the years, why can't we just get over it and move on? And my answer has always been, why can't you always remember this? And until people show that they have learned from this, we will never forget.
After hearing that, I would like to now, where you are seated, please let's just have a moment of silence. Thank you. So some of that information from our past is difficult to hear. It's even hard to comprehend, not even think about that it occurred, but it did. But as I emphasized before, all of us have to come together in order to take big steps to move forward. So in the second half, we're going to recognize some important aspects of our school and our community. I would like to call up MJ, Miss Lafferty, and she's going to say a few things and introduce some guests, and we'll move on from the start.
Benjamin Jose, Masi Cholo, Moanin Telfon, Nawate, Ohazon, Uyabinde, Uyetson, Wedede, Boyski, Oga, Indegeka, Masi, Yesidia. Fashion Day, Donghakon, Shikwa, Nagin Day, Sin Agote, Uyetson, Canada, AG, Marvel, Oga, Constantine, Zende, Kude, So, it's Simba. And I'm going to translate what I said in Rome. Good afternoon. On behalf of Sir John Franklin High School, I would like to thank the Yelmathin First Nation for joining for the school on this special occasion. Tomorrow is a National Truth and Reconciliation Day, and all that Canada will be honoring the indigenous cultures and language. Now I would like to call 3 students up. Maya, Robin, Chloe, and Jonathan, please. Sadea. Jonathan, please. Those girls, they're going to give back to the drummers. Every time we have something special occasion, usually Okay, Masi Cho for giving me the honor to take this part and say this to talk to you guys all. Masi Cho. And the drummers, they're going to do the prayer songs. The second is a journey. And the last song we're going to do a drum dance with the whole school. I'll start it up slowly and everybody will participate. We're going to make a big round circle.
Hello, good morning, or afternoon. Sorry we're a little bit late, we're on Indian time, Delhi time. It's nice to be back at the school here. I went to high school here, graduated, and won lots of championships here, with volleyball, soccer, and all that kind of good stuff. Long time ago, way back in the 90s, some of you guys weren't born. Mostly. But I want to welcome you guys today for this celebration here, because a lot of times, like this time of year, you guys can feel all the weather outside is cold. A lot of the families, a lot of people that went to residential school, they don't like this time of year, because this is the time of year that the missionary people came around on their boats and they picked up all the kids in the communities and brought them to residential schools. So a lot of the older people that went to residential schools, a lot of the parents, a lot of the grandparents, they just hated this time of winter, this time of year in the winter, or in the fall when it gets really cold. Because a lot of families were broken up. A lot of kids, they're smaller kids, they went to a residential school and they didn't see their parents parents for a long time. A lot of the kids didn't see their grandparents again. You guys gotta think about it. Each one of you guys come from different house, different place, and you all gather here together in the school here. So when you guys are in the classrooms, you guys just become one big family. To help each other grow, to help each other prosper, help each other learn. Because a long time ago they didn't do that. They put everybody together, residential schools, and because of the lack of leadership in the church, and lack of leadership in all the people that are supposed to be teaching them with the nuns and all that, they didn't have strong role models. That's why a lot of communities, a lot of First Nations are all struggling right now because of all the effects of the residential schools. A lot of them came back to the communities, couldn't speak their language or didn't know their culture. And a lot of people went home. A lot of them were embarrassed about their families and where they went back to. So you always got to make sure you remember little things like that. And that's why the Truth and Reconciliation process needs everybody's help, all of our help. All the students, all the teachers, all the parents need to help understand. They need to have to accept all the stuff that happened and then learn from it and move on. That's all it is with school. That's all it is with learning. All your lives you learn. A lot of people make mistakes. You learn from mistakes. I got suspended once because of skipping, because of I don't know, girls and stuff. But I learned from that. After that, I didn't skip school. After that, I stayed in class and made sure I did a lot of things the right way because I knew I needed to graduate. I knew I needed a high school diploma. I knew I needed to go on to college or university because a lot of times you have to make sure to prepare for the future. And the first song we're going to sing is the prayer song. We're singing about angels in the sky watching over us when we're out in the land and on our own journeys. The second song is called a journey song. Journey song, you think about today, you think about tomorrow, think about next year, 10 years from now, 50 years from now, 100 years from now, think about the future. And part of that journey is right now. Everybody you're with, make sure everybody's comfortable, make sure everybody's safe, make sure everybody is strong enough to go on. And part of that journey is the past. How your family back home, your family, how you grew up, your family name, and make sure you're responsible and you're respectful and honorable to your family name. So that's where we're always saying that. And after that, we're going to have a baby drum dance. So don't be shy. Everybody dance. So I'll do a prayer song first so everybody can just stand up. I'll see.
He expected.
a new word called dance. The goats and pole. Can you see that? Okay, one more time, please. Okay, I'm going to start the dance. We'll make a circle dance. The goats and pole.
So guys, if you're sitting on the floor, push your backpacks out of the way. MJ is going to lead the way. Let's hear it up for our drummers. Bobby and the boys have been drumming all day. One more time for Bobby and the boys. A big message goes out to MJ. Thank you for teaching us a little language today. I think our next goal as we take a step forward is going to have to be maybe you're going to have to do a few dance lessons. Just saying, everybody watching from up here, we might need to practice some dancing. But we'll get there. Everybody, I need your undivided attention as we wrap something up. I am putting a little bit of pressure back on each and every one of us. Tomorrow, you're going to do a couple of things. One is you're going to wear orange. You're going to wear it because you believe in why we have the time off. Number two, because you've done that, you need to reflect on why. And look at yourself and how you can make a difference for all of us to move forward. It's a little bit of pressure, but we expect all of us to do a small piece, and it's going to make all of us in our community move forward from the things we've learned from the past. What we're going to do is we're going to send a link to that video out to everyone, including their parents, and some photos of today, to get the message out so everybody knows that this is important to all of us here at our school. It's exceptionally important that we have a deeper understanding of why we're not coming to school tomorrow, because it's not a holiday. It's a meaningful time away for us to reflect and realize the importance of that day. I look at my watch, it's about 25 after 2. We're ending the day. I'm asking everybody to make their way back to their 5th period class, say goodbye to their friends, and call it a day and a weekend. Thank you.